The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We're back here on the Coaches Show, and it is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric, serving our community by providing affordable, reliable, and safe electricity. Online at MTE.com. Let's talk some Stewarts Creek boys basketball this morning. The head coach, Adam Jones, joins us. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Brian. How are we doing?
Doing good, doing good. You made the you had a tough trek this week, man. I tell you, Lebanon and Cookeville both, right?
Yes, yeah, we sure did. Started with Laverne first, and then we went to Lebanon and didn't play as well as we wanted to, and then Cookeville last night. Obviously, playing there is always tough. We fired a shot, but came up a little bit short.
Well, I think that weeks like you just experienced, I know it's tough. If you had your druthers, you probably would not play that particular stretch. Mm-hmm. Different years, maybe it's a different story, but you had to play the upper echelon of your entire district. But I think that's the whole district up and down anyway. But
yeah, it really is.
My point about that is that does nothing but get you ready for the second season that's about to start next week.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, we had different goals going into district where we wanted to finish, so we didn't really meet that goal. But our district is tough, and you got to play who you play, and we were definitely home heavy on the front end, so that got us off to a good start, and then finishing on the road for 2 games. It's difficult in this league, but I mean we always go in and expect to win. But yeah, we told the kids, this time of the year right now, it's everyone kind of controls their own destiny. You can't worry about what others are doing. We just got to show up and beat the teams that are in front of us.
Most certainly. So last night, I've got my score sheet all bobbled, miscombobulated here. But last night it was a 78-68 loss at Cookeville. Was that an overtime game?
It was an overtime game. Yeah. We got off to a pretty of a bad start. I mean, the last 3 games we're struggling with a quarter. And it's usually kind of in the first half, and then we're kind of clawing our way back from there. But we clawed our way back and hit kind of a lucky shot at the buzzer, to be honest, to send it in overtime. And then, Cookeville just kind of played a little bit better than we did in overtime up there.
Well, you hear about a tough place to play, and
mm-hmm.
It's a kind of it's a little bit of a road trip and that kind of thing. And so, when you go on the road, coaches I know like to sneak one on the road every now and then.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot to be said about playing in someone else's gym and the environment, and they get their student body out and things like that. So what was the atmosphere like in Cookeville?
It was incredible. Both Lebanon and Cookeville. It was both their senior nights. So we gave them each a win on their senior night, so they can thank us for that. But it was great. It's a different type gym. It doesn't look as packed as it is, but when the crowd gets going, I mean, the way it echoes, it is loud. And our kids handled it well. Like I said, we got down 10-0 right off the gate. But we clawed our way back, and we had a chance in overtime. We just kind of laid an egg in overtime. But credit to Cookeville for that too. But all this just gets you ready for next week and go fire a shot in district tournament time.
So where does this put you come district tournament next week in terms of seed?
So we'll be 3. So I think that works. We'll play the 6th seed on Thursday at 7:30. Well, hoping we play on Thursday, weather permitting.
Yeah, that's a whole different animal, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll have to see what that looks like and figure it out. But like I said, it doesn't matter kind of right now what your seed is, and you just got to go show up, and you got to win the teams, beat the teams that are in front of you.
So let's see, 3-6 and then 4-5 will play, and that would mean that you would play the 2 seed if you are to win. And there's always pressure. I guess 1 and 2 got buys if I remember right.
Yes, 1 and 2 got a bye. Yeah,
okay.
That's why. Last night was a pretty big game for us because the winner of that got the 2 seed. So Cookeville will be the 2 seed, we'll be the 3.
And the district season kind of happens so quick, and you play through, and then all of a sudden you may play a team that you just played last week, in the district tournament, and hopefully that's the case for you guys. So that means you would play Wilson Central Thursday. Is that right?
Yes, I believe that is correct. Yeah. It's the tournament. It comes quick, and then you're right back to playing a team for the third time. And if you're lucky enough to move on to region, heck, you could play a team 4 times, before you can get to sectionals and all that.
We're talking with Adam Jones, the head coach of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. Just a few of the scores here for you. 59-53 loss to Laverne. Very, very close game. And then the Cookeville game last night, of course, it was an overtime game. So, and then, it was another nail biter that you had with Lebanon, 73-69. So you've been in some 1-2 possession games here of late.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it's us in the first half, whether it's the first quarter or second quarter, where we just kind of lose our minds a little bit, and that puts us in a hole. And our kids do a really good job. They don't ever quit of digging out of that hole. But I mean, last 3 games, that hole's been a little bit just too big to come out of. But we're right there at the end, so we got to do a better job of putting 4 quarters together. I'm sure as everyone needs to. And, if we can keep working on that and do that, we'll have a chance to be successful moving forward.
Well, let me talk about some of the players on your squad. In the Laverne game, Sean Goggins had 23 points for you. And then it was Dez in the Lebanon loss who had 26. And last night poured in 25. So and Sean had 12. So you're getting some good performance out of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, those are obviously everyone knows those are our 2 main scorers. And Micah Shaw had a good game last night. He had, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah, I had him at 17. So
17, okay, which is always good.
Yeah.
He's kind of our stat filler, but if he can score in double digits, that usually means we've won the game. But unfortunately, Cookeville, kind of got us offensively, definitely in the first quarter, to where it's tough to come back. But I mean, our guys are playing hard, they're playing well, and we have a good surrounding cast that needs to help score a little bit more and kind of take that off of Dez and Sean's shoulders a little bit.
Yeah, Cam has been kind of playing and filling a good role for you too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and he was doing extremely well offensively earlier in the year, and then he went down and fractured his wrist a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's back playing, but he's struggling kind of with his shot because it's a shooting wrist. We're going to keep working on it because we need him to step in and score a little bit. But he's done a good job defensively and rebounding when he goes out there. But he's still trying to get back to where he was.
Well, Adam, now that the regular season is done, how do you approach that with your guys? Because it's like, okay, all of this work was to get us to this point, and basketball is a tournament sport. I guess all those cliches, you're 0-0 and all that. But
exactly.
how do you mentally get your guys ready to play through what is always a gauntlet? Because high school basketball being a tournament sport, and your very first game is a must-win.
Yeah, exactly. And I used one of those cliches last night. Obviously no one ever wants to end district on a 3-game losing streak, but, it's not like we're playing terrible at the end of the year. We're right there. And that's kind of what I told them. It is 0-0 now going in. I mean, it's a whole new season. We completely start back over no matter what happens. And you just got to show up. You got to win. And like you said, I mean, Thursday's a win or go home. We wanted that bye, but we didn't get it. So, and it's part of that. I told them in tournament time, it's almost better to play earlier. If you can get that first win, and then you kind of get some momentum, you got to get the second win, try for the third, and so forth.
Well, Coach, I know it's going to be fun. The district tournament, your district tournament's at Lebanon, and if get a win, get into that Final Four of the district, the region tournament is in Lebanon as well. So you're going to see that gym quite a bit.
Yep, absolutely. And last time we were there, we shot it extremely poorly. So hopefully we can get over that hump and figure that out.
Maybe that's the one. And now it's one, and now it's going to be like a new home floor, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, your name last week was invoked on MTCS Cougar Corner. Did you know that?
Oh, I did know that. I sure did.
So how is it to be in a household and you're going two different directions, and the amount of games that Hannah's had to play in a short time and 3 games in a week, and do you ever see each other?
Yeah, not really. She, their schedule's a little different. Yeah, they'll have 3 games in a week sometimes, and it's kind of, we do a lot of eating out because we don't know when it has time to cook, but we find our time. We're used to it. We have date nights on Wednesday, and those date nights during the season are we sit and watch film with each other.
Oh, wow.
So that's the time we spend together. But
you're such a hopeless romantic.
Yeah, right. And Valentine's Day yesterday, I'm in Cookeville. No, but it's, we've been doing it long enough that it's kind of just part of the deal. And in the off season, we get the time together, but we understand how it works, and we make it work. Well,
I'm sure that it's also an opportunity to bounce things off of each other, and spouses are confidants and all that, so share in each other's struggles and successes, huh? Yeah,
100%. We talk a little bit, but we try to keep it, don't bring too much of it home.
Sure.
Because when we're home, we just kind of want to watch our film. Once we get done with that, just live kind of a normal life after that. But we'll definitely talk about some things here and there, but we try to keep most of that at work.
We've often talked about having a coach's spouse show, and we've never done that, but that would be interesting, especially with husband and wife coaching team. So.
Oh, 100%. And Hannah will be thrilled that you brought her up in this interview, so I'll make sure to tell her.
Well, we certainly appreciate everything that she does and what you do. And Coach, good luck with the Red Hawks in the district tournament next week. We hope for good things for you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yep. I look forward to it moving forward and see what we can do.
Sounds good, Adam. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian.
The head coach of the Stewarts Creek Red Hawks, Adam Jones, joining us on the Coaches Show, and this segment brought to you by First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. If you're looking for a hometown feel with your bank, turn to First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, offering full-service banking and mortgage services.
At Little Caesars, get a large custom 2-topping pizza for only $7.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $7.99? Get out of here! This pizza is only $7.99. No way! This is $7.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $7.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Listen, pirate, stop taking my $7.99 pizza. Choose a large custom 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $7.99 when you order online. Only $7.99. What?
Pizza.
Parks Auction. We handle everything.
The auction is